This is Anna from Anna Ruth Cooking. Today I'm going to be making a coconut cake. And I'm going to be making the one that's called the 1, 2, 3, 4 cake. I think it's an easy cake mixture and I've utilized it a whole lot or used it a whole lot. I don't know why I'm utilizing it for. But I'm going to start out with 4 large eggs and I'm going to mix these eggs up. I'm hoping this noise won't be too bad on you in this bowl. Once I get these eggs mixed up, I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar. But this is 4 eggs, 2 cups of sugar right here. Then I'm going to add, slowly, some melted butter. And this is 2 sticks or 1 cup of melted butter. So what you have in this recipe is 2 sticks or 1 cup of butter. You have 1 cup of milk. You have 2 cups of sugar. You have 3 cups of self-rising flour, and you have 4 eggs. So that it's an easy recipe to remember too, and you can put different flavorings in this recipe and make different things, different types of desserts. Okay, I've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla and I've got 1 teaspoon of coconut extract. Now I'm going to alternate my self-rising flour with my 1 cup of milk. And before I ever started, I cut my oven on to 350 and I took my pans and I prep them the way I do, but everybody, you can prep them with the sprays they have now, which I really like. I like the parchment paper in the bottom of the pan. I started doing that about, I guess, 3 years ago, and I really like that. Or you can do the old-timey way with Crisco and flour. If that's up to you, however you want to do it. In fact, this is my 5th video making this coconut cake. Let me hold on just a minute because you can't even see it. I'm sitting here talking and you can't even see what I'm doing. So forgive me. Right now I've got 1 cup of flour. 1 cup of, well, I've lost it. I've got 1 cup of butter and I have 1 cup of milk. I have 2 cups of sugar. I'll have 3 cups of flour and 4 eggs in this mixture. So I'm going to continue. I'm sorry about that. But like I said, this is my 5th round of making this cake. I've had troubles with the video. And then my cake I made day before yesterday, the cake didn't turn out right. The icing didn't turn out right. The cake was the recipe from my mother's, what she used to make. And, you know, if you ever listen to me, you know, I told you sometimes she leaves things out. I think she's left something out in that cake because it just was not right. It just didn't look right, and it just didn't taste right to me. So this is, so I said, well, I'm going to go back and do it the way I always do it. Also, in this recipe, you can actually use a cake mix, and I would get a cake mix that has at least 15 ounces in it. The problem is everything's shrinking, and the prices are increasing. So I don't like a 13 ounce cake mix. I'd rather have the 15 ounce. Would be nice to have the 18 ounces if you can find one. But anyway, this will be mixed up. Let me put a little bit more. I always like to try, if I don't forget, I like to try and put the flour in last of the cake. It's a pretty cake too. A very pretty cake. So hopefully I'm going to get 3 layers out of this. I've got 9-inch pans today. And I think this cake will be given away because we have eaten too many coconut cakes here in the past week and a half. And I guess if I didn't see another coconut cake for a year, that would be fine with me. Truly, it would be. My husband said this morning, he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm making the cake." Another one? So I've spent a lot of money making this cake. And usually it just goes. When I first started making this cake, well, the icing, I'll get that story when the icing. Uh, I'm going to take and now this around like this. And I'll just mix that in. And if you can see, it's a very pretty cake. Very batter is nice. So I'm going to get my bowls over here. And the way I do it is I do 1 cup in each one of them at a time. Try to make them even. I've got the straps that goes around your pans so they won't puff up in the middle, but I don't know, I just don't use them. Sometimes I think it's more of a hassle. This cake is going to be icing anyway, so can't really tell. But this, I just try to start doing 1 cup until I can see. I think this will take about 2 cups, maybe 2 1/4 cups a piece on this. Yeah, I tell you what, I was getting, it's so funny I watch myself and I think, oh goodness, I got to change that. And I don't know how to edit yet where I can take one thing out and another one, put something else, insert something else. Because that would have saved me a lot of time if I had done that. But it must be, I'm going to blame it on the weather that we had the day before yesterday. Because I make mistakes. I mean, all cooks make mistakes. If you've never made a mistake as a cook, you're fortunate. But unfortunately, I have. And even my mother made mistakes and my grandma made mistakes. So, let me see. Let's get this one. Get one here. And I know my lighting's not the best. It's fall and I love it. I love this type of weather and I love to fall and winter is the best time to get in the kitchen and bake because having the oven on helps keep the house warm. I'm going to do this. Spread it out as best as you can. Let me do, my hands are clean. I've been this morning, I've made, this is morning time. I've already put my green beans, my fresh green beans in the pressure cooker. I've got them made. I've got in my one bowl over here, if you can see the blue bowl, that's Great Northern beans I got it put out last night to soak. This purple bowl right here, I make sourdough bread, and I ran out. I didn't realize it last night that I was out, so I made a batch up. Sometimes I'll make a batch up around 11 o'clock at night and put it in the refrigerator, let it sit overnight, and then it slowly rises overnight. So it's warming up right now. It has risen to the top. Then I'll take it out and put it in my loaf pans and bake it. But I'm just going to mess this up. I'm going to shake them up. And then I'm going to put these in the oven at 350 degrees. And I'm going to start checking them about 25 minutes to see. I've got a new oven. It's a gas oven. And it cooks faster and you have to be careful with it. I'm still getting used to it. So I'll see you in just a little while. Okay, I'm getting ready to mix my solution up to make my icing. So it's 2 cups of sugar is in this pot. I'll do 1 cup of water. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. And yes, this is not a low-calorie snack, I can tell you that right now. With all the sugar in it. That, and it calls for 1 cup. I mean 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Now, I usually use, instead of using 1 teaspoon's okay, but instead of using 1 teaspoon, I will use a half to 3/4 of it. I mean a tablespoon, not a teaspoon, a tablespoon. So that's 2 tablespoons of corn syrup, and you can use a half to 1 tablespoon of vinegar. So I'll be back shortly. I've got to get my eggs ready. My cakes are still in the oven. I've got to beat my egg whites. I need 3 egg whites, and I'll beat them till they are stiff peaks. So we'll be back shortly. Okay, the next step after I get my sugar mixture to cook here shortly, I'm going to do 3 egg whites. So I'm just going to do, my hands are clean. It's best sometimes so I won't mess them up and get all the, I don't want no yolk in that. Let me wash my hands. I think I just got some on my hand there. We sure don't want that. That'll mess you up, your egg whites up. Or you can do it like this. Either way. This is the first time I've ever used Eggland's Best. That's what they had in the store, so I bought them yesterday. So we'll see how well they work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar in this. I call it tartar sauce sometimes, and that's embarrassing. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, I just got my cakes out of the oven, so I'm going to let them sit in the pan about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to put them on a rack to let them cool. In the meantime, I'm going to start making my icing for the cake. So here is my icing. 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water, 1 1/2 to 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. And then I've got 3 egg whites in my mixer, and I'm going to start beating them till I get a stiff peak. But I'll bring you back and forth, and I'll show you when I start counting for my icing to stop it, that I know it's ready. Be back shortly. Okay, this icing now, I've got it cut on medium heat, and we'll let the sugar melt in water. And what I'm waiting for is for it to start boiling. When this starts boiling, then I will time it for 7 minutes, and I'll show you what I'm looking for to get it through. And then over here where my kitchen mixer is, I've got my egg whites beating at this time, and I want a stiff peak to them. This is crucial to make sure this gets correct. If not, the icing won't turn out. So I'll be back here shortly. This is why I'm saying I love the 1, 2, 3, 4 cake, because it turns out so pretty, and you can get 3 cakes out of it too. And I'm multitasking today. Here's my dough for my sourdough bread. Here's my beans. I'll be going to John's tomorrow, so as of right now, I think I'll be doing the Great Northern beans with ham. I'll have a story to tell when I icing the cake on my icing, why it's so important. But this one seems to be doing much better than what the other ones had, so I hope the video sticks. Again, I'll be back shortly. Now I'll start watching this closely. If you can see around the edges, it's beginning to start boiling. So when it starts boiling in the middle and where the whole pot's the solution's boiling, that's when I'll put my timer on. There's my green beans. I'm trying to cook them down now. I tell you, I'm multitasking today, trying to get this done, get my egg whites done. So we'll start watching. I'm getting ready. It's getting ready to boil in the center, or the whole solution is going to boil. So I'm going to cut this on for 7 minutes, and I'm going to stir it frequently. I'm not going to stir it continuously, but I will stir it frequently. One thing, my dials go to 10, so I keep my dial between 4 to 5 when I'm making my solution. This pot was a gift to me from my sister. She found it at the yard sale. Actually, it's a pressure cooker. And I make my candy. And at Christmas time, I like a heavy bottom. I don't like the light bottom because I think they scorch too easy. So I always use, I've got 3 pots now, and they're all pressure cookers. They came from pressure cookers, so that's what I make my candy in. This is what I make my icing in too as well. Okay, 7 minutes, it's almost time. So what I'm looking for is a string. And when I see that string, then I know my solution is ready. It's almost. See that string right there? That's what I'm looking for. That's the telltale sign there that it's ready. It's on countdown. It's on countdown. And really, if you follow that direction, your icing usually turns out. And mine didn't when I made it the day before yesterday, but I think the problem was I had uh, I had beaten my egg whites too much, and in the process I broke the egg whites. So they're ready, and what I'm looking for is let me show you. That's what I'm looking for right there, stiff peaks. So let me get my solution, and we're going to start beating. Now, my mother always cooled her solution before she put them into her egg whites. But now I'm going to tell you, I watched Martha Stewart one day, and she was talking about that. And she said if you poured your solution in slowly to your egg whites, you didn't have to let it cool. So I started doing that. So I figured if it's good enough for Martha, it's good enough for me too. So I'm going to slowly just pour it in. Let it beat a little bit. So I won't stand here. I'll just bring you back shortly. I won't let you just keep you on. I'll be back. So I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract in my icing, and I'm going to put a half of a teaspoon of coconut in my icing. Okay, I think my icing, my whipped egg whites are done with my sugar syrup. And I've got the peak here. So let's go icing the cake. Now, when we were growing up, my mother and my grandmother both, they always had some kind of fruit when they made their cakes. Uh, I've got strawberry here. I had frozen some strawberries, and I got them out and thawed them and put some sugar in them to make the syrup sweet. Then I've got Jello, and this is strawberry Jello with mixed fruit. They always had, and they'd have peaches too. Peaches, they put sugar in that and make the syrup with that. They always had something to go with the desserts when they made the cakes and stuff. And even the chocolate cake with the strawberry Jello is good. You can tell I've ate some out of it, but that was the other day when I was taste testing the cake. And I thought, I can't make no more Jello. I just saved that for today. So I'm going to put my icing on. And if you think about it, if you got parchment, put that around it so it won't be such a mess. But do I do that all the time? No, because I forget and then it's too late. But that's part of cooking, isn't it? But this icing is very good with potato chips, with fruit, but it's really good with potato chips. I remember when I first started making this, I couldn't make it. It would just turn out awful. First place we bought, my friends had come over, one of my friends, and I told her, I said, I'm going to make this cake if it kills me. So we had to go around the neighborhood that day borrowing sugar because that's how bad it was. It kept, I don't know, hardening, crystallizing, and all that. And then it finally dawned on me, cut your heat down. So that's the secret. I cut my heat down. I leave it on about between 4 and 5 the whole time, even when I'm getting ready to waiting for it to boil. I think that's what makes it so much better. Use any kind of coconut you want. I've used store-bought brands. Just don't care for them when it comes to. It's just not moist. I like a certain brand, and they're getting so high I have to try to wait when they go on sale. And my sister finds them on sale. She'll find me some too and get it. And then I just put it in the freezer. And my mother, she always she used a lot of times she'd use the freezer coconut, but I've never bought the freezer coconut. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen it, truthfully, or ever paid attention to it. Ooh. Look what I just did, but that's all right. It's going to go there anyway. You have to be careful when you pick your cakes up. So I'm going to glue this together right now. It'll be just fine. Don't believe I can make another cake. Don't. I don't know why I'm doing that. Let's see. I've already got a container of icing left over from the day before yesterday, so I may turn around and figure out something else to make and use the icing as well. I think if you beat this icing enough, it actually tastes like a smooth marshmallow cream to me. And I think that's about how you make the marshmallow cream. But but that day, that was so funny, us going to houses to figure out how to make this icing. I like this icing though. It's a good flavor icing. When I get through with it, I'll be back. I won't keep you long here. Okay, the cake is done. And I've cut me a piece, so we'll see how well it looks or tastes. Most of all, I want to thank you for joining me today. And this is my first video, so look over me just a little bit till I can learn the ins and outs. Let's try this. I've got this with the fruit cocktail. Mm. Yes, it tastes delicious. Tell you the truth about it. It's good. It's nice to sit down with a cup of coffee and something you really like, and take a bite and take a drink of coffee. May God bless you all this week. Pray for all. Pray for our country. Till the next time. May God bless you.